Welcome back, folks, to another episode of Dragon's Den, the go-to podcast for all things related to the Game of Thrones universe. Today, we're diving deep into the fiery excitement around the upcoming Season 2 of House of the Dragon.
That's right. And it seems like the cast has been stirring the pot with some juicy insights about what fans can expect. I mean, did you hear what they said about one character being a crazy person? That has got everyone guessing.
Absolutely. It's creating a lot of buzz. Now, we do know House of the Dragon is based centuries before the Game of Thrones saga we all know and love, focusing on the Targaryen civil war. But what's thrilling is how the actors themselves are gearing up for a more intense season.
Yeah, I think it was Emma Darcy, who plays Princess Rhaenyra Targaryen, who really hinted at some major upheaval. They mentioned that the stakes are getting higher and the characters are increasingly pushed to their edges. It sounds like we could expect some serious drama and maybe a bit of madness.
Speaking of madness, let's talk about that crazy person comment. It was Matt Smith, who plays Prince Daemon Targaryen, who dropped that line during the interview. Any ideas who he might be referring to?
Well, it's hard to say, isn't it? Considering the Targaryen penchant for insanity, the flip of the coin they often talk about, it could really be any one of the main characters who could tip over the edge this season.
True. In the books, there's a lot of exploration of how power and ambition drive people to do unspeakable things, and with the throne at stake, it's a perfect recipe for chaos, betrayals, and maybe a little bit of that Targaryen madness.
Now, let's not forget about the newcomers who will join the cast this season. Any particular introductions you're excited about, or any theories on how they're going to blend into the existing turmoil?
Oh, definitely. The addition of Sir Harwin Strong, played by Ryan Corr, is something I'm looking forward to. In the books, his character's quite integral to some of the political maneuvering, and I'm curious as to how they'll portray his relationships with the other characters.
Yes, and with the show creators promising even greater battles than in the first season, it sounds like the new characters are going to be thrown right into the fire, literally and figuratively. It'll be interesting to see who rises and who falls.
Absolutely. The special effects and battle scenes are expected to be on another level. Given that this is a time of civil war, the clash between Dragonlord families could be more spectacular than anything we saw in Game of Thrones.
For sure, and I think that's what's so compelling about House of the Dragon. It's not just about the dragons. It's the deeply personal and political conflicts that drive these characters to their destinies. That's what hooks us.
Couldn't agree more. And let's not forget the overarching mystery of who will eventually sit on the Iron Throne. This prequel sets up the lineage and events leading directly to what we saw in Game of Thrones.
Absolutely. And that historical context is something the show really nails. Knowing the eventual outcomes doesn't diminish the tension. If anything, it enhances it because we're witnessing the how and why behind those outcomes.
Well, this has been a great discussion, but we're reaching the end of our episode. For all our listeners out there, keep your eyes peeled for Season 2 of House of the Dragon. It sounds like it's going to be a wild ride.
Indeed, don't miss it. And remember to keep tuning into Dragon's Den for more updates and in-depth discussion of everything happening in the realm of Game of Thrones. Thanks for joining us today, and we'll catch you next time.
Thanks, everyone. Watch out for dragons and see you in the next episode.